Hey guys, Jens here, and during my lunch I was thinking, maybe I should show some TVC gameplay, and that's what I'm gonna do today, or in this video. I'm gonna show you an endless 3v3 tournament. You can check the name here if you want to check it out for yourself. And before I start, I'm gonna watch the Roguelock Druid versus Roguelock Druid. It's a mirror, just to show you that one. Not many players will have an advantage by playing private servers because the community is so small that you don't really have the best players. And for example, me and a friend actually went to this server like for a day or two and tried it with duels and stuff. The server is badly scripted in my opinion in terms of pets. And I dueled some of the warlocks that actually show on the tournament, and I completely annihilated them just because there you go. It's like just because you're good in this private server, it doesn't mean that you're going to be good in the live server, right? So when TVC comes, don't think you guys are behind or anything because skill will overcome the knowledge of the game. Um, but before I start, keep in mind the casting it's kind of sketchy. They are not the best casters, but they actually made a TVC tournament, so props to them. I actually enjoyed watching. I didn't really enjoy the casting or the camera angles or all of that. And I'm gonna comment. I'm gonna stop and comment on the parts I think so. And I'm showing a mirror because TVC. It's I always say that TVC it's kind of like chess because if you get a clean opener, it's like you play with the white pieces, and the enemy team plays with the black pieces. So you can't really mirror what the enemy team is doing if you are the black pieces, because in the end you will just lose because you come from behind. So you need to find ways to counter unless the enemy team makes mistakes, which in this case I think they do. So let's start watching this.
And clone range, while good, I think in a lot of comps you don't really need to
This is
do it,
Rogue Lock.
especially at
I'm gonna mute for a second, but this is Roguelock Druid against Roguelock Druid.
And looks like we're just instantly on both teams, just warlocks going at it while they're
How
safe.
this matchup works, it's whoever does pretty much more damage wins. But it's important on what you do damage. And keep in mind that, for example, in TBC, you don't have blind glyph or blind removing dots. So if you dot something with Siphon Life, you need to wait 30 seconds until the dots run out so you can blind the target. So what the most important player in this matchup, it's actually the Warlock. It's SLSL Warlock Mirror, and usually the best Warlock wins. And what you want to do here is to dot up Warlock, Rogue, and the pets. Since you have Soul Link, you need to kill the pets. And it's actually easier than it looks like because I don't think they dot the pets, but you want to dot the pets so you can get rid of the Soul Link and attack the Warlock without Soul Link.
Vice shield is up. Let's get everything.
This is a normal opener.
It's TVC guys. Oh, and Boyla gets the fear before it does our.
Okay, I see that they are dotting
Looks
the
like they're
pets at the
okay.
start,
So Pretender
which
gets Sand,
they should.
yep,
and
it's
this
been
is
fine for him.
yeah.
Just open up onto the lock.
Yeah. And let's pay attention to
Okay,
the amount of
so
poisons he gets. Okay, looks like we
So there's been no abolish on the lock
yeah.
for
Oh yeah
the
yeah.
entire.
Gucci's sitting blind though. It looks like. And
Yeah,
okay, so like you can see, one of the rogues open this Riva rogue open on Sasasa, and Pidrilla just went on the rogue, which he should do because if he opens on the warlock, he's already behind.
Pretender cloaks to stun Spank. It looks like
yeah,
basically Pretender traded cloak so that Gucci saves his trinket.
yep, and he also drops the wounds now, so the warlock's gonna be not really a target in the same
Yeah.
way. Okay,
Now, very
so
quick, you can see that
I think Xerio is maybe
The other
holding
rogue
on
is
to it.
following the other
Like
rogue,
he
so he's
has to
already
be
behind. He should
moving
have kept
forward
on the
Xerio is
more.
also
warlock.
sitting blind because everything is hollowed. Pretender can't sap, I think, and if wanted
Yeah,
to.
he
There's a
calls them off.
there's a death call on Pretender. I'm not sure. He has no cloak technically, so I understand the point. But he held stones actually. I think that was premature. Not sure what the Hellstone was about.
Yeah,
Oh,
he still has trinket. He says cloak coming up.
well,
Like you can
one
see,
thing is
and this is what I meant. Like the players are not very good. SLSL has 3 instant dots and 1 caster dot, which is emulate. And if you check the debuffs on the targets, you don't really have them keeping up the dots. And I think from the pets you won't see it as well.
is that
There you
Xerio is
go.
playing really
Like
far
the
back,
pets are
and he's not
super
getting
clean in
dotted at
terms
all.
of dots. They are not glowing, so they don't have dots. And this is already a mistake.
And Gucci's been full dotted for a while now. That's the difference I see right now. And even though Dario is technically behind on mana, like the mana that Gucci needs to spend to heal himself is gonna basically add up the same right now. Oh, it looks like Dario got death code into fear. Actually, it lands.
Yeah, he does land the fear. So Spank is forced into cloaking there, but he still has his trinket.
He gets devoured late on the fear.
No, also keep in mind that
He
druids
also has
can't
lost
magic
there
dispel
and
in
comes another
TBC,
elevation.
so they can't get rid of the dots.
I'm not watching druid game.
And right now this team seems to be ahead, even though they have less mana,
He's putting his back to the pillar. That's
because it's actually hard to keep up HP pulls. Like you see, they just drop, they stay the same HP pull. It's not like currently. It's a full kidney and they should get a lot of pressure here. Now here the other warlock, this warlock should have been trying to fear or spell lock this guy.
Both druids innervated early, it looks like.
Yeah, they did. As you mentioned before though, Gucci is just taking way more dots over Xerio. And we'll see if they can punish him dropping low at some point, or if it pays off in mana advantage.
Now the casting ain't obviously good, right? It's super boring
Spank is getting kind of in trouble here.
to hear this, but with good casters, these games they are 30%. Like with someone that hypes this up, you never see this on live. The sustained damage is just higher.
From the get-go wanted to play way more. Like, he just wanted to go in and...
Oh, Ginger's dropping low.
Yeah, he is.
He gets massive pressure. They have full wounds on him right now.
They are completely ahead here. And by now, he should, this guy should already be dotting up the rogue, because he has 3 dots on the warlock. He's not gonna gain that much unless he can drain life. He should be dotting up the rogue and dotting up the druid as well. If they used blind, which I think they did. There you go, they used blind, so they don't have blind, so he wins nothing from not dotting up the rogue, and he should be dotting up the pet. If you don't want to dot up the druid, you dot up the pet. So the pet, because solely the way it works is while this guy is taking damage, his pet is as well, and if you just dot up the pet at the same time, he is just dead. Even if he doesn't die here, which he should, is 15%.
And he's fine, I think.
Okay, he just got away. This is why you dot up the pet.
Oh, that's a huge clone. He has to drink it right there.
Because now all of a sudden he's full HP and they are ahead. This is why you dot up the pet, because at least you have something going on. The rogue has no dots. The druid has no dots.
I don't think he had to nest if there was no.
He did it though.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going rogue though already.
Yeah.
And now they do a swap on the rogue, like you see, he doesn't have trinket, and they might just die if the warlock gets a shadow bolt proc.
Yeah.
Even though it looks like they're forcing stuff, like technically if you're a rogue, just using your cloak on cooldown like almost never feels bad. Gucci is kind of cloned low here. I'm not sure if they can fear out of it.
Like you can see, like the warlock pets don't have any dots, and this is a huge mistake.
Full kidney on him. I'm not sure Gucci is gonna be able to heal through this without losing a crap ton of mana.
Looks like crippling poison. Shivs him and runs away, and he's out.
Yeah, and that's good. However, Xerio falling behind a little bit on healing also. I'm not sure why.
Now they are not going for fears or anything, which they should.
So yeah, Gucci and them they do have a kill window now because blind is They have blind out.
They keep
But it's
trying
blind
to
right
kill the warlock, but the
Exactly, but
warlock
if you
is
go
the
for hybrids,
strongest
Yeah,
target
but
here.
it's maybe an overextension a bit because if
Usually
you
in
look,
roguelike
yes,
druids,
you have
you
to
kill
blind rogue. You
the
can't.
rogues
yep,
after
try to
cloak.
play too soon.
Oh, but Gucci is trying to get drinks off.
Yeah,
He
but
did.
it,
And Pretender dodge Warstone. That was good. That
yeah,
was
really
also
nice.
for movie, but he's in trouble now. Huge trouble. No wounds, but
Now you
huge
see a
trouble.
druid running in tree form. What I would like to see it's a banish. You can actually banish
This is
tree
really
of
rare.
life
Yeah,
in TBC.
he gets away there. He's just hammering pet. That's the only thing he feels like he can do. Gucci is
There's
just
no
Drain
spending
life
rune.
does a lot of damage, like you guys can see. It
So is
just does
Xerio
a
kind
lot
of.
of damage.
On
And
the other side though,
if
Void
this
is
little
getting trained.
Slimmy had dots on him, the rogue would
He
probably
actually
die
manages to
because
trade.
the
Kick it
druid
took second.
has no mana.
That's huge actually. Like without the sphere, they
You
might
see
just
now,
die.
you see now the output difference from playing 3 at this point just really helps them a lot.
Yeah. And also the fact that Gucci's been dotted all game and
Exactly.
Voida's team didn't elect to dot very much.
They are
Yeah,
saying
they
the
hit
same
biggest
that
over
I've
there.
been saying. They are not
And
spreading well
to
the
get out this is
dots.
kind of like their last shot. Killing something. He cloaks offensively also. And then we see Spank is all over him now, so
Yeah.
I don't think they have enough mana to kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Cloaks
here's Spank's
offensively.
cloak.
Now
Taking down
the
TBC
druid is
now.
just
He's
home
gonna gouge
and
into
this
it,
game is over,
this is
pretty
gonna go
much.
down, I think.
I think it's.
Never mind, how did he need
They
something
have
lucky
no
or
pressure,
Not
yeah,
sure,
he gets
but
a
it's
fight
a
in now.
and
Yeah.
everyone is full HP. The druid
let's
still
guess
has
balanced.
some mana for life blooms, and the game is over. Okay, I just wanted to show you one game. There's more. I don't remember who wins. But this just to show you first how damage should be in arena. It should be sustained. It should be, especially in a warlock, affliction warlock mirror. This is how it should be. It shouldn't be spiky. And this is how it was in TBC. Now there are a lot of mistakes in this game. The first being that warlocks never dotted the pet after the first duel where they come out and everyone is in stealth besides them, and everyone is in stealth and they are not, so they start to do a 1v1. And usually you don't want to open if you're the rogue unless your warlock is losing, because you want to open on the rogue. The rogue is the squishiest target. But like you see, and I just wanted to show you this game or one of the games just because now you can see how the TBC is. It wasn't a long game, and I think this one is actually the longest of the games. It was around 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And it's 5 minute games. You don't need the dampening because healers go on. And if you know how to play against druids, they need 3 life blooms, 3 stacks of life blooms, so you just swap on the life blooms and you make them faster. This team won because this guy kept dots, more dots than this guy. Pretty much shit. And when this guy, Lil Slimmy, was actually low, this warlock should have started to dot the whole team. Because, especially if they track cooldowns, which I believe they do, you see NS, and you know you're not gonna kill unless you devour the NS, which is possible. But it probably has like Mark of the Wild or some trash debuff that prevents you from doing that. So if the warlock is 20% and he goes behind the pillar and the druid has an S, it's not a kill. So you just start to think about the future, and this is why I love TBC, because it's just a chess match. And even though this team, I think, started from behind, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure
A little
they,
bit low.
yeah.
Well, let's pay attention to the amount of poisons he gets. Okay, looks like
No,
he.
this team
There's been
started
no
from
opponent
behind
from the low.
because this row gets
Yeah,
opened by
Gucci,
this one,
Gucci's
right?
being blind though. It looks
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just look at the
Pretender
pressure on the
smokes
rogue.
to stun Spank. It
Look
looks
at the
like
pressure that the rogue gets.
basically Pretender.
And he still doesn't have a dot. A single dot from the warlock. So here the best warlock won, for sure. And yeah, guys, I can't wait to play this again, this expansion again, because it just makes sense. Like, if you saw the whole game, you see that is back and forth, and the team that actually started from behind and did some good plays, this team also throwed. but the team that actually started from behind with the most pressure. Um, and if you check mana, you can just see the mana advantage of going on the rogue instead of going on the warlock. But yeah, like it just came down to this warlock not being as good at keeping dots. And keep in mind that in TBC you don't see the dots above nameplate, so it's actually harder to keep dots. So if you play an Affliction Warlock, my tip is, and you don't want add-ons, I won't play with any add-ons, is just try to keep in mind which target you dot at first, and then you do it, which is what I do in live anyways. You keep in mind which target you dot at first, and then you come back to him last to redot. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this and have fun. Let's watch AWC tonight. See ya.